And the new statewide abortion law has faced a lot of legal challenges and has been widely debated.
But one viewer reached out to us about some of the medical terminology in the law. Connor Board spoke with 3 doctors to get their question answered.
The new Texas abortion law that passed last year is best known as the Texas Heartbeat Act. The law essentially bans abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected. But although the title of the law uses the term heartbeat, the text of the law uses the term fetal cardiac activity. So a viewer wanted to know, is it correct to say a fetal heartbeat can be detected at 6 weeks? Dr. Jennifer Villavicencio with the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists in Washington, D.C., believes it is more accurate to call it cardiac activity since the heart is not fully developed yet.
It's the electrical impulses that will eventually begin to form the anatomy of the human heart. So when we say, can you detect a fetal heartbeat, it's complex because we can start to see the beginnings of it, but it is not the entire anatomical heart. It's not developed at that point.
We spoke with 2 other doctors, Dr. Ingrid Scott from San Antonio and Dr. Blake Whiteoff from Austin. Both agreed that the heart is not fully formed at 6 weeks, but they believe the term fetal heartbeat is the correct wording of what is being detected by ultrasound at 6 weeks into pregnancy.
The structure is present, the heart. The blood cells are present to be pumped, and the electrical activity is present. Now, the heart will get more complicated. So at the initial point, it's more or less a tube.
The heart's not fully formed at that 6 weeks. There's still development that's happening, but there definitely is a heartbeat.
When doctors listen to an adult heartbeat by stethoscope, they say the sound we hear are the valves opening and closing, but those valves are not yet formed during the 6th week of pregnancy.
Those valves are not present until about 10 to 12 weeks of pregnancy. And so you're not able to really hear those valves opening and closing until they've developed and are present. And so the heartbeat that you're hearing very early in pregnancy is actually a machine.
The machine she is talking about is a Doppler ultrasound machine, which measures sound waves that are reflected from moving objects like flowing red blood cells.
Some of our ultrasound machines have the ability to do Doppler flow so that you can actually hear it then. But the Doppler through the abdomen that an obstetrician does typically is about 4 weeks later.
So all 3 doctors we spoke with agree that 6 weeks into pregnancy, the heart is not fully formed and is still developing, and that fetal cardiac activity can be detected at 6 weeks. 2 doctors consider this to be called a fetal heartbeat, while one says it is more complicated. Reporting in Austin, I'm Connor Board.
Well, Dr. Scott has voiced her support for the Texas Heartbeat Act, while Dr. Villavicencio has spoken out against it. Now, that's why we heard from both of them to get the most unbiased answer possible.
Now, when it comes to the law itself, the Texas Heartbeat Act has faced several legal challenges since it went into effect 5 months ago. The U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments related to the law, but did not intervene to stop it. And right now, a court case challenging the law is waiting to be heard by the Texas Supreme Court.